Hi Wildcats, it's me, Ms. Arnold, your principal, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the principal's book. So every 6 weeks or so, we're going to have a focus book as a campus, and so Mr. Blankenship and I worked together to pick out some amazing books that we thought would connect with you. Why are we doing a principal's book? Well, part of it is our campus is working on literacy all over the place, so that's why 6th and 7th grade you're reading every single day, and 8th grade too on Fridays during advisory. So we know that readers are leaders. That's one of the ways that we get exposed to big ideas is through small little books. We have discussions, we go to different places, hear about different people, and connect with other ideas on deeper levels than we ever could just here in Hazlitt. A book really takes you lots of places. It's building your vocabulary, it's building your stamina. All of these things that we find valuable about reading, we want to share with you in a lot of different ways. So one of the ways we're going to do that is through the principal's book. So for example, this week we're going to be focusing on this book, The Invisible Boy. I know it's a kid's book. You guys aren't little kids, you're young adults, but sometimes small little books lead to big time discussions. Ms. Eichenberry, our wonderful librarian, is also working on finding books where if you like this topic and theme, there's some books that are more middle school and early high school, young adult appropriate to attach to the theme. We're going to talk about some of these books in an advisory, so it'll carry on for several weeks. So my goal is that we're all having similar conversations around one thing to connect us as a learning community. So we're going to start today with The Invisible Boy. I'd love it if some of you even read this to your younger brothers and sisters or cousins and people in your neighborhood to connect with them. But we're mostly going to be having deep and powerful conversations with each other as we experience literacy and the Wildcat Way every single day. So here we go, Book 1, The Invisible Boy. Alright, so this is The Invisible Boy, written by Trudy Ludwig and illustrated by Patrice Barton. She's a Texas illustrator. So here we are. The Invisible Boy. Can you see Brian, the invisible boy? Even Miss Carlotti has trouble noticing him in her classroom. She's too busy dealing with Nathan and Sophie. Nathan has problems with what Miss Carlotti calls volume control. He uses his outside voice inside too much. Sophie whines and complains when she doesn't get her way. Nathan and Sophie take up a lot of space. Brian doesn't. When the bell rings for recess, Micah and JT take turns choosing kids for their kickball teams. The best players get picked first, then the best friends of the best players, then the friends of the best friends. Only Brian is left, still waiting and hoping. JT glances in Brian's direction and just as quickly looks away. We've got enough players for each team, he tells the others. Let's play ball. In the cafeteria, Madison and her friends talk about her birthday party. The rope swinging over the pool is awesome, says JT. Yeah, so is the water slide, adds Fiona. That was the best pool party ever. I'm so glad you guys had fun, said Madison. Everybody did, except Brian. He wasn't invited. At choosing time, while the other kids play board games and read, Brian sits at his table, doing what he loves to do best. He draws fire-breathing dragons scaling tall buildings. Thank you for toasting my marshmallows. Space aliens locked in intergalactic battles. I got you now. Greedy pirates digging for treasure. Crackers, arr, yay! And superheroes with the power to make friends wherever they go. Hi. Hi, friend. Have a cookie. Look at their little glasses. On Monday morning, Miss Carlotti introduces Justin, a new student to the class. Brian smiles shyly at him. Some of the other kids sneak looks at Justin, trying to figure out if he's cool enough to be their friend. They haven't quite made up their minds yet. At lunch, Madison and JT watch Justin eat with chopsticks. What's that? asks Madison as she points at Justin's food. It's bulgogi. Bull what? Bulgogi. It's Korean barbecued beef. My grandma made it for me. It's really good. Do you want to try some? There's no way I'd eat boogergi. And the kids laughed. All of them. That is, except Brian. He sits there wondering, which is worse, being laughed at or feeling invisible? The next day, when Justin goes to his cubby to put away his backpack, he notices a piece of paper with his name on it. Justin, I thought the bulgogi looked good. Brian, yum! At morning recess, Brian finds a piece of chalk on the ground and starts drawing away. You're Brian, right? Yeah. Thanks for the note. Hey, Justin, Emilio calls out from the tetherball court. You're up next. Sorry, I gotta go, says Justin. By the way, that's a really cool drawing, he adds before taking off. Back in class, Miss Carlotti asks the kids to team up in 2s or 3s for a special project. The kids scurry around the room to pair off. Brian heads towards Justin. I'm all ready with Justin, says Emilio. Find someone else. Brian looks at the floor, wishing he could draw a hole right there to swallow him up. Miss Carlotti said we can have up to 3 people in our group. We're only 2. Come on, Emilio, let him work with us. Okay, I guess. Mrs. Carlotti gives the class directions for the project. Your assignment is to work together to write a story about what you see in that photograph. Use your imagination and have fun. Whoa, cool, says Emilio. What kind of people do you think would live in houses like that? I don't know, but I bet Brian could draw them to go with our story, says Justin. Brian smiles and he takes out his lucky pen. Look at him. The boys are working and working. The crooked story they made up on the spot. There's the boys. It's lunchtime again, Brian's least favorite part of the day. Another 20 long minutes of kids talking and laughing with everyone else but him. Brian, he hears someone shout. Hey, Brian, over here! Brian turns and sees Justin waving him over. Emilio nods at Brian as he makes room for him at the table. Cookie? Thanks. Maybe, just maybe, Brian's not so invisible after all.